Can AI really help you repair your garage door opener? Well, in this video, we're going to be replacing this DC motor to this Chamberlain garage door opener, and we're going to be utilizing ChatGPT to get the job done. Let's party. Okay, so what's wrong with this garage door opener? Well, basically, we tried to replace the travel module. In fact, we tried doing that with AI, that is ChatGPT, but that was not successful. Now, I don't necessarily feel that that's ChatGPT's fault. I believe that there was just something inertly wrong with this specific garage door opener. And well, what it's doing is the following. Again, that is the actual garage door opener motor that has a specific problem inside of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace that motor, and again, we're going to be using AI to do it. Let's see if we're successful. Be careful not to break your lens cover. You can see that I broke the little notch right there, and on this side it's good, but that's bad. So that's just a good reminder that when doing these repairs, you have to be gentle with these light covers because they're not that strong. So it's wise to keep all of your screws, so don't lose these. Put these in a safe place where you can find them later because, yeah, they're easy to miss. And while we have our motor right there, our DC motor, and it looks like there's just a lot of black soot in here, which leads me to believe that something is grinding inside of it. Now, like we promised, we're gonna utilize ChatGPT to get this done, and we know that ChatGPT is gonna tell us to go ahead and take off the cover. So I've taken a picture of the actual motor, and I'm gonna tell ChatGPT, what am I looking at? What is this motor to, or what am I looking at? The image depicts the internal components of an electrical device, specifically focusing on the motor or associated electronics. Based on the visible components and structure, it appears to be inside of a coffee maker or espresso maker. Wow. Okay, we have a circuit board, a green printed circuit board, wiring connectors, motor and pump assembly. Wow, ChatGPT, thanks for all that great information, even though it's useless. And I'm gonna go ahead and show you in the screen right there because clearly I don't wanna be inventing this stuff, but here we go. Right off the bat, ChatGPT is telling me that this specific device right here is not even a garage door opener. Let's see if we can tell it to do something else. Based on the image, we are looking at a garage door opener from Chamberlain. Provide me step-by-step instructions to replace the DC motor inside it. Okay, so let's see what ChatGPT tells me now. Replacing the DC motor in a Chamberlain garage door opener involves several steps. Here is a general guide to help you through the process. Please note that specific models might have slight variations, so consult your owner's manual and model-specific instructions or warnings. Okay, let's just go ahead and do what ChatGPT tells us right now. And like I had mentioned, it was going to suggest to take off the cover, so we've already done that. Now, ChatGPT says to go ahead and disconnect the wiring. Right there, you can see where it says that in the next step, step number 4. So we're gonna disconnect the wiring, note the connections, or take a photo for reference. Carefully disconnect the wires attached to the motor. This may include some power wires or some sensors. Now that is very intuitive on ChatGPT's part because honestly, I would always take a photo of where my electrical connectors are. So yeah, that is super important to do. So we're gonna take off the harness there, take off that harness. Oh, there's 2 here. And of course the light. Be careful not to snap the actual wires inside this because that could be a really bad situation. You're just gonna have to replace the entire wiring harness for that matter. Okay, so it does look like my motor is free. So we have that already dismantled. We don't have it connected to anything else. We're just gonna go ahead and take off this motor from the actual harness. But let's see what ChatGPT says. Remove the motor mounting screws. Use a screwdriver or wrench to remove the screws or bolts securing the motor to the frame of the garage door opener. That's actually accurate right there. It does say support the motor with one hand as you remove the final screw to prevent it from falling. So in essence, it's basically trying to give us instructions to where if we are replacing the DC motor up above, we're going to try and make sure that we sustain the motor as we take this down. So in this video, for the purpose of this video, we're just seeing how useful ChatGPT is, but ChatGPT is actually forethinking, or there is a lot of foresight, forethought, I should say, with regards to how the position of the garage door opener will be overhead. So yeah, definitely want to be able to heed that instruction because it could fall down and hurt someone or hurt you or something like that. So that's actually really good advice. Okay, so this is important. We're gonna have to clip this sprocket off of the garage door opener. Use this flathead screwdriver to take this off. Super small pin, you do not want to lose it. There it is right there. So clearly there's a step missing with regards to this actual sprocket because ChatGPT is saying simply take off the motor, but it does not know, it's not able to comprehend how this piece also needs to be taken off. Clearly, if I'm a novice, if I'm someone who's new to garage door openers and I think, oh, I'm gonna get AI to help me fix my Chamberlain garage door opener. Yeah, there's some stuff that's just, we need to take into account. There you go, these are the 3 screws that you're gonna need to keep. So I'm gonna put that over to the side here. And you probably heard that thump, which basically means our motor is able to come off. Nice, Beto. Okay, that's pretty gnarly right there. So we're gonna discard this motor, but I just want, for context, to be able to show you that initially we thought that the travel module right there was bad. But as you can see from that grinding right there, all that black soot that's right on the motor shaft right there, yeah, that's gonna be a good indicator that something is wrong with our actual motor. So this is where ChatGPT perhaps maybe just is not able to detect. Well, again, it thought that the travel module just needed to be replaced, and it's not that it necessarily was able to diagnose that, because I don't think we're there yet with regards to AI. ChatGPT won't be able to recognize that stuff until, I would say, probably a few years in the future. I mean, it's really advanced on what it's teaching us now, but I digress because in essence, it's not able to diagnose like a human is, like you and I. We are able to have the understanding, the perception, the critical thinking that will allow us to make good decisions. And something like this is obviously a good reminder of that, a good example, in fact. Okay, now ChatGPT is supposed to help us through this next step. So now what is it telling us? It says, install the new motor, position the new motor the same orientation as the old one, secure it with the screw bolts, ensure it is firmly in place. We unscrewed it, we slid it out, and we're positioning the new one the way the old one was positioned. Now that we've harnessed the motor, let's see what ChatGPT tells us next. It says reconnect the wiring, attach the wires to the new motor, matching the previous connection, use your reference photo or notes if needed, make sure all connections are secure and that there's no loose wires. I don't know if you can see that in point number 8 right there. Maybe we can see it better on this camera. So let's go ahead and reconnect everything. Okay, what's next, ChatGPT? Well, now it's saying test the motor. So here we have the idea of we're at the final step, but clearly we are not at the final step. We want to make sure that everything is connected in accordance to how it was before. This is the battery backup wire, so I got to make sure that that is going through this actual case right here. So here we have another example that ChatGPT is just not completely clear about the steps. If I was a novice, I would be looking at this and saying, what do you mean test the motor? I just barely connected it. What do I need to do? Well, I basically need to put everything back together like it was before. So that's a step that I think is vital because it helps us to understand once we get to the actual motor testing that it's all encased, that it looks perfectly normal. We probably should get another wire strap, or I'm sorry, another zip tie to be able to connect this together, but I didn't have one. So let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, this is situated better. probably gonna have to get a new table soon. Now we want to put on our sprocket assembly to the opener. Don't lose that clip, it is so important. Looks like we're good. Okay, so all of those additional steps that you just saw right now, again, not provided through ChatGPT. So now the moment of truth, did AI help us repair this Chamberlain garage door opener? It kind of did. So what have we learned here? Well, clearly AI is helpful in a number of ways, but in its current state, I don't think it's able to help a technician or a homeowner repair garage door openers or even garage doors for that matter. I'm definitely going to extend this experiment with regards to like spring replacements or door installations. But the point of this video is basically to help us to understand that if you are tackling a replacement or a repair or some type of task with your garage door or your garage door system and you want to use AI, please be very wary. There's no doubt that AI had some things right in these videos, but there was a number of things, a multitude of things I would say, that it got wrong. And that's super important when you're talking about the biggest door and the biggest opening to your home. Of course, these videos are meant to help our community. So what do you think? Do you think AI will get to the point where it can help us with our home repairs, that it can help DIYers or even service professionals like myself with these types of tasks to garage door openers? I mean, because if you think about it, back in the day, we used to carry like different manuals. We now have that stuff on our phones. Nevertheless, it's hard to just always reference those things. If there was an AI bot, if there was a specific type of AI software that exists to be able to help us do this in a professional and right way, well, sure, yeah, that would be great. And clearly, I'm gonna go ahead and say that if you invent something like that, give credit where credit is due. But the point that I wanna highlight here is that AI, as of right now, is just not doing it for us. So please chime down below, especially you service providers, you garage door professionals. Have you used AI yet to help you with your business? We would love to hear your expressions. We would love to hear your feedback, because that's one way that we can help the community. Now on this channel, I have a number of videos that can help us with regards to garage door openers, garage door repairs, and things of all sorts. So check out one of these videos right here. As always, I wanna thank y'all for partying with me. Y'all stay safe. Crazy.